All right, welcome everybody to downtown St. Catharines. We are at Market Square, and this is the place where community gathers on Thursdays and Saturdays. We have the largest market that takes place here in Niagara, and this one has been in this location. It's going back to at least the early 1900s. So we're standing on grounds where farmers from our communities would come in. They bring their produce, they bring in the fruits and vegetables of the season, and our community gets to come and purchase items that are unique to Niagara. And I was just talking to Minister Smith about Grape and Wine Weekend, and we just had a wonderful celebration of the harvest season that's underway here in Niagara. And so I hope those from Enbridge and Alectra will also, I encourage you to check out the surrounding vineyards, because we do have some of the best wines in the world, I believe, here in Niagara. This is a special announcement today, and I'm honored to be here as Mayor of the City of St. Catharines, and joined by representatives from Enbridge. We have Sarah Vanderpelt, who's from Enbridge, as well as from Alectra Utilities, of which St. Catharines is a shareholder. Blair Peaberty is here, Vice President of Government and Corporate Relations. We have a very strong relationship with Alectra Utilities, and in my opinion, they're one of the best utilities, if not the best in North America. And just a note for our media partners attending today, at the conclusion of the event, we will have our participants available for a quick media scrum, as well as some group photos. I'm looking forward to today's announcement. Last night we just had our final council meeting until after the election, and one of the items that we have been focused on is climate change, the impact of climate change on our communities. And as a council, we have Councillor Sorrento, who's joining us today as well. As a council, we have focused with our staff on how do we mitigate climate change, how do we push back at the impacts of climate change, and also make our community more climate resilient. We have a climate adaptation plan. We have a climate adaptation coordinator working for the City of St. Catharines. We have a number of strategies that are dealing with shoreline protection, the renewal of our city's urban canopy, the electric vehicle fleet replacements, and the infrastructure required for EV technology, of which Alectra has been a great sponsor, as well as a number of renewable energy projects taking place at city facilities. We had a target for reducing our greenhouse gas emissions as a corporation, and our target was exceeded. So we have already exceeded our 2030 target of 37% reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. So that's how committed we are here at the City of St. Catharines. In terms of the investments that have been made, I'm proud to say that the province has been a partner on a number of these initiatives. We've had active transportation initiatives to get people out of their vehicles, get more people into bikes and using alternative modes of transportation. And the province has been with us all along. And so, Minister Smith, I just want to say thank you for all the work that you've done, as well as our MPP, Sam Oosterhoff, whose riding includes St. Catharines, has been a big supporter of these initiatives moving forward. Minister Smith, and I just want to say, Minister Smith and Premier Ford, I know the commitment that your government has made to greenhouse gas emission reductions, to climate change initiatives, and what I have been impressed by, by this government is an empowerment of individual peoples in communities to look at ways to reduce their carbon footprint, look at ways that they can be a part of how do we address climate change, and how do we address the impacts that we're seeing. This government, the provincial government, is empowering all of us. It's not just the corporations that are here today, it's individuals that have to make different choices, different decisions. And I often hear as mayor, what can I do? What can me as an individual living in our community do to be a part of pushing back at climate change? How can I help solve the climate change issue? And I think what we're going to hear today is that kind of innovation that we're seeing from the provincial government. And so Minister Smith is going to be coming up. He was elected in 2018 in the new Bay of Quinte riding. I love the Bay of Quinte. We were just talking. Great walleye fishing in the Bay of Quinte. He was named the Government House Leader by Premier Ford and Minister of Government and Consumer Services in June. In November, he was named Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade while remaining Government House Leader. and from June 20th, 2019 to June 18th, 2021, he sat as the Minister of Children, Community and Social Services. And I got to say, in each of those roles, he has played a fundamental leadership position to move critical issues in each of those portfolios. And so I've been very impressed with seeing Minister Smith and what he's done. He is currently Ontario's Minister of Energy, and that's what the announcement is about today. So without further ado, Minister Smith, welcome to our community. Looking forward to the announcement.
Well, thanks very much, Mr. Mayor. It's great to be here in St. Catharines, and Mayor Sendzik, we thank you for your service over the last couple of terms as the mayor of beautiful St. Catharines. I had the opportunity to do a little bit of touring around here just before our announcement this morning. It's a great downtown. This facility is fantastic. I had a great coffee down at Helen's. Wonderful people, those working there and those who are patrons there as well. And although Bay of Quinte is indeed known for its walleye fishing, much like the region that we're in here today, it's also known for its great wines in Prince Edward County in particular. So there's a lot of exciting things happening in the beverage alcohol sector in our province, in Niagara and in Bay of Quinte, and as we were discussing on the North Shore of Lake Erie too, so a lot to be proud of there. But we're not going to talk about wine as much as we would love to talk about wine here this morning. We're here to talk about energy, particularly clean energy, and a new initiative that was brought forward in our budget. It's great to have colleagues here, Sarah from Enbridge, and also Blair from Alectra, one of our great local distribution companies in the province. And it's great to have Councillor Sorrentino here as well. Good to see you, sir, and thanks for being a part of this announcement today. It is great to be here to talk about another way that our government is leveraging Ontario's world-class clean electricity system to keep costs down for families and help to continue to reduce emissions in our province. Thanks to our diverse electricity supply mix that we have in Ontario, which is powered by the workhorses of our nuclear and hydroelectric, our water power fleets, over 90% of our electricity generation produces zero emissions in Ontario. But as the world moves toward a more electrified future, we're continually stepping up our game, finding new ways to take advantage of our enviable clean energy supply in Ontario. And that's why we're here. I'm thrilled to be in St. Catharines with Mayor Sendzik to launch our government's Clean Home Heating Initiative, which will provide $4.5 million to help more families make the transition to a hybrid home heating system and save money and reduce emissions. Hybrid heating uses two systems to heat and cool your home as efficiently as possible. An electric air source heat pump replaces your existing air conditioner, and in the winter, it has the added benefit of operating in reverse to provide home heating. With the addition of smart controls, a hybrid heating system automatically switches from heat pump to a home's existing natural gas furnace when the outside temperature drops too far, or if it's the least expensive option available to you. And that can mean a savings of up to $80 a year on home energy bills, and that amount will increase year over year. And with space heating currently accounting for more than 60% of the energy use in the average home, participating families can save money while at the same time reducing their household greenhouse gas emissions by as much as 30%. That's 1/3 of the emissions gone just with this one change. Altogether, the Clean Home Heating Initiative could reduce GHG emissions by about 1,500 tons annually. To help families take advantage of these savings and emission reductions, Ontario's Clean Home Heating Initiative will provide up to $4,500 to 1,000 households in London, St. Catharines, Peterborough, and Sault Ste. Marie, so that they can transition to hybrid heating. Households in these communities can sign up starting today by visiting enbridgegas.com. This initiative builds on Enbridge's pilot program, launched last year in London, which has already seen 100 customers make the switch. And I'm looking forward to working with their team to bring this new option to even more customers in these 4 communities, including right here in St. Catharines. The Clean Home Heating Initiative is a win for the environment, it's a win for the customers looking to lower their bills, and it's also a win for the economy with the creation of new, good-paying jobs in the HVAC sector and opportunities for Ontario-based suppliers. So congratulations to everyone at Enbridge and their local partners at Alectra in this community who are going to be implementing this exciting program in the weeks and months ahead. And I look forward to continuing to work together with you in my role as Minister of Energy for the province of Ontario to grow our province's clean energy advantage. Thanks for being here this morning. And I'll now pass it over to Sarah, who's here on behalf of Enbridge, to tell you what this means for Enbridge. Sarah.
Good morning. Thank you, Minister Smith. I'm Sarah Vanderpelt, the Director of Marketing and Energy Conservation at Enbridge Gas. On behalf of Enbridge, I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity to be here, for the support from Minister Smith and the Government of Ontario, as well as Blair Peberdy and from Alectra, who's our partner in this, and as well as Councillor Sal Sorrentino for showing up today. Thank you very much. As we all know, the population is growing, and with it, our energy demands are increasing. This is a challenge in of itself. However, when you pair that with the need to address climate change, and the challenge grows exponentially. You may be wondering why sustainability rhetoric is coming from a utility. Let me be clear, addressing climate change is the right thing to do, and we at Enbridge are committed to being a leader in the energy transition going forward. You may be wondering how you would invest in these new clean energy lines. Well, the way to do it is to participate in our program. These new clean energy lines of business are the reason we're here today, hybrid solutions. Hybrid solution is the interoperability of electric equipment and air source heat pump with your natural gas furnace. By encouraging the integration of energy systems like gas and electricity, we can deliver less costly greenhouse gas reductions and ensure that we have sustainability and reliability top of mind for our customers. We are proud to expand our work, collaborate with the electricity sector, and are excited to celebrate the launch of the Clean Home Heating Initiative. We are targeting 1,000 retrofit homes across 4 municipalities in Ontario, including Peterborough, St. Catharines, Sault Ste. Marie, and London. Through this pilot program, every selected homeowner enrolled in the program will be eligible for up to $4,500 for an electric air source heat pump or a cold climate air source heat pump. These heat pump systems and the hybrid systems will come with smart controls, which gives the homeowner an efficient and economical way to heat their home while lowering their carbon footprint. So how does it work? An air source heat pump will heat your home when temperatures are moderate, electricity prices are low. And when temperatures are cooler, or at times when you're worried about the pricing, you can switch to your natural gas system. The system will automatically switch for the homeowner, so it's easy to use and it's a simple application. Your home will also be cooled efficiently in the summer months as the heat pump operates as a very high efficient air conditioner during those times. It's a pretty neat concept. So we appreciate the support of the Government of Ontario for believing in this program and its ongoing commitment to energy efficiency and carbon reduction measures across the province. For those who would like to participate, please visit enbridgegas.com/hybrid heating to find out if you're eligible. Thank you for your time today and your efforts in helping us achieve the collective goal of improving our carbon footprint. And at this point, I would like to turn this over to Mr. Peberdy from Alectra.
Thank you, Sarah. It is a very cool program. And thank you for the introduction. I'm happy to be here on behalf of Alectra in support of the expansion of the Clean Home Heating program. We've heard it loud and clear from our customers. They appreciate Ontario's mostly emissions-free electricity system. They wish to take advantage of it to keep their homes warm, particularly in the fall and the spring shoulder heating seasons and cooling seasons, where a few degrees may be all that's required to make the house comfortable. At the same time, the cost of heating a home with electricity can be high, particularly in the older home with different standards and fewer energy efficiency features. Therefore, the CHH initiative is the perfect way to help customers transition to using electricity to heat their homes while having the comfort and reliability of natural gas as a backup. This program will help our customers in St. Catharines meet their carbon reduction goals and contribute to the community's emission reduction targets. Customers will also be able to use the Green Button app, supported by a smart control thermostat, to verify their usage and make decisions based on cost and environmental goals and their own circumstances at home. For Alectra, the expansion of this initiative will help us as a utility begin to understand how the expansion of electrification of home heating will work and how it will impact the loads on our grid and our forecasts. With this information, we'll better understand where investments on the grid may be required, both in St. Catharines and across our service territory. We applaud this initiative and look forward to seeing the results of this expansion. Once again, thank you for inviting Alectra to participate in this program, and we are very pleased to support this initiative. Thank you.
All right, that is a wonderful announcement, and just a quick fun fact is I met with an environmental group. We're in September right now. This would have been in June, and they had asked about heat pumps, and I couldn't say anything. I knew that the province was working on a program, and I said, just wait, something's coming. And so today, here in Niagara, St. Catharines, we'll be able to announce this project. And you said London already has 100? Yep. Okay, so I'm always a competitive person. I want to make sure that St. Catharines has a lot of people signing up, because I do believe this is a great initiative that really ties in technology with the need for individuals in our community to find ways to heat and cool their homes in environmentally sensitive ways. So, Minister, outstanding announcement. We'll have an opportunity for the media to ask questions, and then we'll do a photo op. So there is a microphone right there, so it could be picked up. If anyone is interested from the media, please feel free to stand to the mic.
Hi, I'm Al Sweeney with CHCH in Hamilton. I've got a question for whoever can work out the financing of this for a homeowner. So what I see here, first of all, do you need a heat pump in order to have the hybrid system?
Yes, you do need the heat pump. So
Okay.
the incentive is to offset the cost of a heat pump. And the way we go about this is we have engaged all of our local contractors, so the heating, ventilation, and cooling contractors in the area. So when you normally have your air conditioner break down or your furnace, these are the people you would call to come into your home. So they will come in and they will present the option of a heat pump to you, and they will be the ones who will have the pricing and will show the rebate that you are getting from the province to offset the cost of the heat pump.
Okay. So according to this announcement today, you get an incentive of up to $4,500 for the hybrid system and between $3,000 and $4,500 for the heat pump. So you're laying out between $7,500, or you're getting back $7,500 or $9,000. What's the cost of a heat pump and the hybrid system to the homeowner?
So for clarity, the $4,500 is the total incentive. So I think when we were talking, it's $4,500, up to $4,500 for the air source heat pump, which is what makes your system a hybrid system. And it includes the smart controls. So people will be receiving up to $4,500. Depending on the manufacturer and the heat pump, it should put the customer at a point when they are either financially indifferent to replacing an air conditioner or slightly better off.
Well, so just what you were saying there, it's not $4,500 plus $3,000 or $4,500.
Correct.
It's just $4,500.
Correct. It is $4,500.
Okay. Thanks for straightening me out
welcome.
on that. So the cost of a heat pump and this hybrid system could be around $4,500.
So if you feel, and I don't have the current cost of an air conditioner, but where we're looking for folks who their air conditioner may need replacing, but their furnace is still in very good shape. And so the idea would be we will come in and replace your air conditioner with an air source heat pump. And you will not be paying any more and hopefully less than you would have if you just had to replace your air conditioner. And in return, you will get a much bigger and more up-to-date piece of equipment that's a lot more efficient than the air conditioners that are out there today.
Okay, great. Now, while you're there, could you explain, please, the options that you have with this working? Like, can you actually go on your phone and say, I want to switch between electric and natural gas, or how will the system make the decision for you?
So when we first launched the program, there are smart controls that are part of the technology, because one of the goals that all of us are trying to achieve is to understand and quantify the exact amount of savings. So we know what manufacturers have said are the savings, and a lot of it depends on where your home is, how many people live in the house, the age of the building. So the smart control system that goes in place right now we will be monitoring, and we will work with the homeowners to set a set point based on temperature so that we can see how it moves. Once the pilot is over, the customers will then have the choice of setting those controls either based on cost, so they could set it based on which fuel source is cheaper or which energy source is cheaper. They could set it based on carbon reductions, where they want to reduce the most carbon by knowing how our electricity grid is being used. Or potentially, we're also looking at the opportunity for them to participate in demand reduction programs with electric utilities going forward. So the homeowner will have many options, but at the outset, we will be setting it for weather so that we can see the efficiencies of the equipment as we move between our shoulder seasons into the winter.
Okay. And with the price of electricity so high, would you expect, like, this is mostly going to run on natural gas and occasionally shift over to electricity? Or?
So for the purpose of the first year or two that the customer's on that, we want them to use the air source heat pump as much as possible, because our goal is to reduce greenhouse gases as much as possible, and using the electricity is the best way to do that. We think as we go into sort of full hybrid heating systems across Ontario, hopefully, that customers will have choice. So some customers will be motivated by greenhouse gas emission reductions, others will be motivated by price. And those prices can vary, as we've seen with some of the conflict in the world these days. Energy prices do change. So it will really be up to homeowners, and we expect it will be both scenarios that people will choose.
And just one more question for you. With more reliance on electricity, have we got enough electricity? Can we generate enough electricity to meet this demand?
So recall that we're replacing the air conditioner. So these are loads that are already on the electric utility systems, and the air source heat pumps are a much higher efficient piece of equipment. So it actually is better for the grids to put in new pieces of equipment and replacing old, more inefficient air conditioners. So there is enough room on the system for us to do these.
Okay. One more question. What's the response from people who have these hybrid pumps in their home?
It has. So we've had a lot of really good responses. So this is fairly new, and our real goal here. So as we can all appreciate, much of Ontario has been heated historically with natural gas, and homeowners are very comfortable having a natural gas furnace because they know that will get them through the winter. So as we're starting to transition people into cleaner energies and get them comfortable with using the electric air source heat pump as a mode of heating, this is a bit of a socialization exercise, and making sure that people can use both. They don't feel like their gas furnace has been pulled from them. They can have the opportunities to go between the two. So our experience has been is people have been very happy with it. The smart controls is a piece that we are still working with manufacturers. So we have some new smart controls we'll be putting in the market this time with the manufacturers, in addition to some of the ones we used in London. So that's something we're looking to see how they operate, what they look like. And we also have a point in our program where we ask all the homeowners, how are they feeling about the program? Were there challenges? Did the installers have a very good comfort level of how to install the equipment? Were the smart controls easy to understand? So in London, we've seen some things where sometimes the Wi-Fi was a bit of an issue, so we've worked through that. We've seen homeowners who really liked the heat pumps, really found them very quiet, very efficient, really, their small piece of equipment, really enjoyed that aspect. And this time, we're hoping to get even more feedback to continually improve the hybrid experience for the customers and Ontarians.
Could I ask you a question, Minister?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be all right?
Great work, Sarah. What I would say too is, just on that, Al, before you have another question, is Sarah and I had the opportunity late last winter, I believe it was, to visit a home in London where one of these hybrid heat pumps was set up. This was a natural gas home, and so the electric heat pump was just outside the home, and the individual that we were talking to that day absolutely loved it. They were able to save a significant amount of money because the heat pump is very, very, very efficient. And then when the temperature really got cold, that's when the natural gas would kick back in to help heat up the home. And one of the reasons for this project and the way we've rolled it out is that we have 4 different cities that we've moved forward with on this project, including obviously St. Catharines here today. London's been in effect for about a year. Peterborough is another, and Sault Ste. Marie is the other. We wanted to go with a northern community to test a cold air heat pump just to see the impact that it would have in a cold weather city like Sault Ste. Marie, not here in the Banana Belt in St. Catharines.
So how did you decide on St. Catharines for the
Just because we wanted to have a community that was a cold weather community St. Catharines. How did we decide on St. Catharines? Well, we have a great partner in Alectra here. We obviously have great partners in Enbridge here in St. Catharines, and we had a community under the leadership of Mayor Sendzik that was moving forward on a lot of green and clean initiatives on their own. So this is a great opportunity for residents in St. Catharines to pick up the phone, go to the website, enbridgegas.com, and they can find out how they can take part in this program.
Okay. Is it a lottery? There's a selection process, or if you apply for it and you qualify, you automatically get
I would get in early. Get in early, Sarah.
So, yeah, it's first come, first serve. If you put your name in and it's at enbridge.com, enbridgegas.com/hybrid heating, you'll be directed to a local HVAC, a whole list of people in the area who are able to serve this, and then you can call whoever is your HVAC person you're comfortable dealing with, so it helps promote business in the community, and then they will come in and make sure that, does your furnace qualify, does the configuration qualify, is it a good setup for us to put in the air source heat pump. So yeah, we are anxious to get as many in as possible. I know it's not quite air conditioning season right now, but this is a great time to do this because then you'll be set up and we'll get a full winter through with the heat pump to see how things work over those shoulder seasons. So website's ready for you. Come on now.
Okay. Can I ask the minister one more question?
One more question.
Just, do you have a forecast for the winter? We're coming up to the winter. Energy prices are extremely high, although they've come down a little bit. They're still extremely high. Any sense of what homeowners are going to face this winter?
Well, if you believe the Farmer's Almanac, it's supposed to be a colder winter this winter. We'll see if that materializes. When it comes to electricity prices, we've done a great job as a government, if I could pat ourselves on the back for a minute, in bringing the cost of electricity under control. No longer are we seeing the 11-12% increases year over year, and we've taken a number of steps to make that happen. So we've flatlined those increases in electricity. Of course, with the situation in Ukraine now, there is elevated prices when it comes to natural gas, but I think working with the Ontario Energy Board and our partners at Enbridge, we've been able to ensure that those increases aren't as high as we're seeing in other parts of the world, and I think of the UK as an example right now. The really good news is that unlike other parts of the world that maybe we're dependent on Russian natural gas, we have a supply of natural gas here at our Dawn hub so that we can ensure that we keep our residents warm this winter.
Thanks.
Does Al ask you that many questions, Mayor? Or?
I was just wondering. I've never been asked that many questions. This is a great announcement. That's how important the announcement is.
How are you? Matthew Barker, St. Catharines Standard. Now, it says 1,000 households. Is that per city or total?
That's total.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, no, I'm good. Thank you.
That's good. That was an easy one. Right? Al asks the harder questions. Well, thanks, everybody. Do you want to turn it back over to Mayor Sendzik?
Thank you, Minister. So we're going to do some photos. I think we got some great photo ops behind us. I'm going to ask for the provincial team to direct where the photos are going to take place. And with that, I thank everybody for attending. Thank Enbridge and Alectra, and a special welcome, Minister, to our community. And yes, Prince Edward County makes great wines. Most of the grapes come from Niagara. It is.